a reason to live again. Beyond fear, beyond pain, there's a reason to live again. Come away from the sound into quiet. In silent space, in hearts not bound by walls. Seek the one who never leaves your side and heals your wounded soul.
Yeah, open. Oh.
Om Shanti. Good evening. Welcome to everyone in person and those joining us on Zoom. So we just heard a very beautiful song, Beyond Fear, Beyond Pain, where we would like to live again. When you think of freedom, what is the first image that comes to your mind? Angel. Okay, angel.
Mm-hmm.
An image. I was just looking at the flyer, and it has a bird flying, and there's a person releasing the bird, letting it fly. And I was thinking, every person, whether it is a human, whether it is an animal, everyone loves freedom. Nobody likes to be in a cage. Nobody likes to be, that's one freedom. But now we're talking about, we have freedom of speech, we have freedom of expression. There's so many different freedoms of what you want to practice and do, but we are still in a lot of bondages, right? So what is that inner freedom? And we are saying is the foundation of life. Foundation of life, big one. So to explore this and to go deeper into this topic, we have with us Sister Sabita Gir, who is Guyanese by birth and spent a lot of years here. And now she is the UN representative of the Brahma Kumaris at the UN. And she's been practicing for more than 46 years now. She's been practicing Raj Yoga for more than 46 years. Wow. Might be a little more than some of our age also. That's amazing. So we are with the able hands, with the wisdom, but she also brings a lot of flavor of lightness easiness. There's easiness, flexibility, humor, but there is wisdom as well. So let's invite you again. She's come all the way from New York, and hope you're enjoying the weather and the warmth and everything. Welcome.
Thank
Namaskar.
you. Thank you, Sister Kinnery, for that warm welcome and a nice introduction to our topic today. And thank you all for coming and giving your support as we explore together what this inner freedom looks and feels like.
Om Shanti, we're not having any song.
No song. We are not hearing anything, sister.
No one is, Om Shanti, no one is hearing anything. No song.
There is no
They are not.
audio. There's no audio, so it cannot be heard. Om Shanti.
You have to unmute. You have to unmute.
Yes, with information. Right? So freedom of press, not able to hear. Is that what you're saying? Are you
You
able to
weren't
hear?
hearing anything. Now we are hearing. Now we hear your voice.
Oh, now
Right.
you're
Yes,
here.
I hear you.
Okay.
Well, then-
Yes.
Now we can hear.
Okay. So not so sure that I can repeat what I said, but I was just sharing that tonight we want to explore together inner freedom and what it means and meaningful life. And I was also kind of saying that the flyer has a bird, right? And the bird is able to fly free. Now, we are not able to fly off like that, right? Because we are humans, no? We are grounded. And so this is why we need to talk about the inner freedom, because externally we can't fly off. But other than inner freedom, there are other freedoms also, like freedom of speech, freedom to worship, freedom of press. And if we really want to have those different freedoms in our life, actually, the thing that is needed is really and truly the inner freedom. And this is why tonight's conversation will be how does inner freedom then become the foundation for that kind of meaningful life? But is everybody still able to hear online? Nod? Are you able to hear?
Yes, we can hear. Probably put the
Okay.
mic a little closer.
Oh, the mic can't go any closer because you know what? I'll be touching it. So maybe you raise your volume from your side. Okay.
Yes, I can hear you.
So I am gonna ask, I'm gonna ask you, what does inner freedom? Take a moment, right? Think about it. What does inner freedom look and feel like? Just inside yourself. And imagine if you were totally free inside, what would that look and feel like? Yes? Those online can unmute and share. Those in the class can share. Those in person.
I think for me, it's carefree,
Mm-hmm.
but stable.
But stable.
I feel stability in various situations.
Mhm.
You know, if anything is around me, chaos, whichever, being able to hold that, just be stable and don't get caught up in all the chaos. That's
But you're carefree.
yeah.
Yet that sense of being carefree is inside.
Yes.
Good.
I have a little
Yes.
carefree nature.
Anyone else? Yes. What does inner freedom look and feel like?
Oh, Shanti. In freedom for me means knowing who I am.
Oh, would that make me free?
Oh, yes. Yes, I'm free. I'm a soul. It takes.
That sounds very complicated.
I know. But knowing that
Freedom.
yes, that I can take myself anywhere.
Really?
I am beyond death. What more freedom than that?
Okay,
Do I
fear of
know?
death. I'm free from the fear of death. All right. Who else? Anybody online? Yes, Mona?
Inner freedom for me is that I feel light, I feel relaxed. Okay, you said how it feel and how it look. Okay, if I'm having total inner freedom within me, I'll be looking relaxed, I'll be light, and I'll be at peace. And I wouldn't be in any worry or waste. I wouldn't be thinking like waste and worry. So I can able to fly like the bird. My intellect can be able to fly like the bird easily.
Okay, good.
My body cannot fly, but my intellect can fly within a second.
Body can fly, but my mind can go. Yes. Yes.
Om
Who will
Shanti,
put
could I sing?
the online?
Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Inner freedom
Yes.
for me
Uh-huh.
is to have the awareness of inner space. Thus we tend to look at outer space and feel that we can achieve our aims and ambitions by looking out. If we can able to understand and have the awareness that there is inner space where we have to see ourselves inwardly. We can able to talk, console, have the confidence that we are higher than just mortal beings. With that awareness, I think we can have steps towards freedom of the things that we have focused in the past that are outer, inner.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Om Shanti.
Yes,
Om
and I think,
Shanti.
thank you. And somebody is saying something in the chat, which I'm not able to read. But
Mr. Amar,
Hmm?
I will read the chat.
Yes,
Being able to choose your response instead of reacting automatically. Second, maintain self-respect without needing constant approval from others. Third, letting go of past hurts and resentment. Fourth, not allowing material position or situation to determine your happiness. Fifth, experience a sense of peace and contentment from within.
Thank you. Amar, is it? Thank you. Thank you all for sharing. Amar, yeah. Thank you all for sharing. Very insightful. So my part is over. You all give such nice points, really. And it's nice to know that we are all exploring this together. And yes, you know, when we look at that bird, all right, it is said, you know, that bird, it will come, it will fly and come and sit on the branch or sit anywhere, right? It rests itself. And even if that is a shaky branch or a piece of little twig or something that it is resting on, and it is very unstable, is the bird afraid that it will fall? No, not really. When we are able to ask the bird anything, right? Because the bird can't answer us, right? But if that thing starts to shake, what would the bird do? Fly, right? It will just fly. So the bird is not so concerned how the situation is on the outside, but the bird is more concerned about, now, if it tries to fly and its wings are not fluttering, would the bird be concerned at that time? Right. So it's the strength of its wings. It is what it has faith in. Right? And it will work to make sure that its wings are always strong. So the wings with which we fly is what we have to decide what those wings are. For each one of us, it might be something different. Some of us might fly on the wings of faith. Some might fly on the wings of love. Some may fly on the wings of self-respect. It depends, right? What wings you use to keep yourself free from having to worry, free from having to have fear of anything. Free from having to have extra thinking about anything. You know, this big program is coming up next week, right? 10 days. How many of us can say that we are free, those of us who are here in Guyana? I'm seeing there are some who are not here in Guyana online, but those of you who are here in Guyana, how free from thinking are you? It's amazing, isn't it? Yet on the other hand, there is a trust though, right? That everything is going to work out. Everything is going to be beautiful. Everything is going to be successful. It's going to be a grand success. And we're all looking forward. But yet on the other hand, there are little extra thoughts here, extra thoughts there. No? And so the inner freedom is really freeing myself from anything that is extra. That is the inner freedom. We have to think it's not that, things will happen, by magic. right? We have to think, we have to plan, we have to prepare, you know it's gonna rain. You're not gonna go out there without an umbrella and a raincoat or something, right? So we have to think, we have to plan, and then we execute the plan. But the extra thinking is what I have to free myself from. Now, that extra thinking, where is that coming from? That is not allowing me to fly, to be so carefree like that bird, that even if the situation outside begins to become unstable, I'm okay. I can just fly, which means it's easy for me to detach from it and not get drawn into it or influenced by it, right? We can't fly away, obviously, but the instability of that situation would not have an impact on my inner stability. Am I making sense? So how am I going to free myself from that extra thinking? I have to first understand what is triggering that extra thinking. Is it fear? Is it not enough trust or confidence in myself? Self-worth is a little less? Is it coming from the other end of the spectrum, ego spectrum, proving that I am good? Or, I have an expectation of some sort. In others also it could be, I am dependent on something from the external people, relationships. This thing is not easy. This life is not easy, if we want to really live this meaningful life. We all want to live a meaningful life. But what is a meaningful life? Right? Why are we here? What's our purpose? Meaningful life means a purposeful life, right? A life filled with purpose. At the end of the day, we want to feel as if, yes, it was a good day. Never mind some challenges, but it was a meaningful day. It was a purposeful day. You went somewhere and you come back and people said, oh, how was your trip? Oh my gosh, it was like this and that and all kinds of horrible things that happened. And you wonder, why did I go on that trip? What was the purpose? But the purpose was, I have to look for the purpose. If it was all challenges and obstacles, maybe I have to look for the purpose now and see what I had to learn from that, right? But my expectation would have been a vacation and it would have been fun and whatever, but actually it wasn't. There were so many trials and tribulations. So what is this purposeful life? We all want that everything we do is purposeful, is meaningful. So can we depend on the external factors to make sure that my life is meaningful? Can we do that? That our life will become meaningful if everything on the external is purposeful? No. Unfortunately, we're not living in such a reliable world, right? And the reason is not because it's anybody's fault, it's just what is. It is like that. And there are many reasons why it's like that also. The drama is like that. The ecosystem is like that. Mother Nature is like that. Climate change is like that. Economics is like that. Governance is like that. Whatever, it is like that. We're not policy makers. If we are policy makers, then we should go out there and change the policies and make it more meaningful, right? Most of us are not policy makers, right? So what are we going to do? When I was coming, this evening here. We were having a conversation in the car. So somebody is saying, policymakers, they come up with all these things, and laws and this and that and whatever, and we have to follow them, do we? So there's all this conversation. So I'm listening. And then I said, yes. The question was, do we need to listen to them? I say, you had better listen to them, because not that you have to listen, because next thing you know, some law is passed and you are clueless about what's going on. So we have to listen. We have to be aware. However, I now have to check in and see it again. Now, what is my purpose in life? How am I going to make my life meaningful regardless of what the policies are? Because sometimes we're not in control of that, right? And still enjoy inner freedom. Can we do it? This is why everybody strive, right? To get into leadership position. Because when you're in leadership position, what can you do? When you're in leadership position? Huh? No, not what I have to become. I'm the leader, right? Of whatever, of a business, right? Of a company, right? I'm the leader. Now, we're not going to, don't jump the gun. Right now, I'm the leader. Why everybody's striving to become a leader? Because when you're the leader, then you make all the rules. And most times people make rules based on to benefit themselves, right? Most times laws and rules are made to benefit themselves. This is why everybody wants to become a leader in whatever way, right? And this is why men also become leaders and try to lead the lives of women. And we have a big problem today, right? Because everybody wants to be a leader, to make the laws to suit themselves, to benefit themselves. Then they become free. But again, is that a purposeful life? And are they really free? No. They only begin to realize that after the fact. That, oops, it wasn't as easy as we thought it was going to be, right? So if we really want to live that purposeful life, a life where we feel that there is meaning, there is purpose, I have to work from within, like you were saying, Mona. But if I don't understand that external factor first, right, I would not be able to turn inside. Right? Until we don't understand, because we are very outward looking and outward thinking people, until we do not understand that the answer is not found out there, who is going to look inside? Nobody's going to look inside. You know why? Because many times when we try to look inward, we are afraid. It's only if we have been practicing for a while to look inside and see beauty, then it's okay. Otherwise, when we are first to look in, we are afraid that when we look in, we're going to find some things that are not so beautiful. We're going to find all these fears and confusions. So we prefer not to look in. We prefer to fix it on the outside so that my life could be smooth and meaningful. But from experience, we know that will only last for some time. Some people reach, right, the end of life and still haven't found it. you know? So we are very fortunate that we are not there yet, end of life, and we have realized that there is more meaning to our life if we start looking inward and freeing up ourselves from an internal level. So then when that end of life comes and we look back at our life, then we will really realize what a purposeful and meaningful life we have lived. So again, what is that inner freedom? How am I going to free myself from these things? And the main thing is the extra thinking. So again, I have to identify where is it coming from. And that is something each one of us will have to do for ourselves. You know, today's Monday, right? Yesterday, in our main class, what was one of the main lessons that we were taught? We were taught the lesson of intention. Because externally, we are doing things all the time. We are talking, we are doing things, we are in action, right? Very rarely or occasionally, we check in with what we are thinking. Because we are so habitual to speaking and to doing, we come into action very quickly, which is fine. Not very often do we check in with what we are actually thinking and why am I choosing to do what I'm about to do, right? Or why I'm choosing to say what I'm about to say. The intention. Because if we check in on the intention, right there, we're going to see where all our traps are that are holding us from becoming free. And each one of us, like I said, have to work on that. And one big one is when we have an opinion about something. I have an opinion about something, right? It should be this way. We all have an opinion about anything, everything. And when it doesn't work out in our favor, how do we feel? I was even telling myself this recently. Am I sure I want to do that? And then I said, it's okay. It's fine. If it's going to make others happy and whatever, it's okay. I'm not going to lose anything. And because I switch my intention, then what happens? There is that easiness. And it's okay. It really is okay, isn't it? If somebody else has their way. It really is okay. For a fleeting moment, it's like, but you know what? It's okay. Because it's not the end of the world. You know what? We still have tomorrow coming. So rather than making things tight up here for ourselves, free ourselves up, lighten up ourselves. There was one thing, somebody always keeps reminding us every now and then. And then she would say, is it better to be kind or to be right? Which one? Huh? Always kind, right? Always kind. Even if we are right. Right? Even if we know that this is right, this is the right thing. And so these are the things, but it's better to be kind because tomorrow, that same person, I don't know what our situation is going to be. Maybe that same person has to come to my assistance tomorrow. But today, I spoil the relationship by being right. right? Now I make it challenging for that person to help me tomorrow. Maybe they will help me. Maybe they might put aside, what I did to them today and still come to my assistance. Or maybe they won't. We don't know. And if we really are right, or what we are thinking or whatever is right, what do you think will happen eventually? It will turn out in your favor. If it really is the correct thing, because nothing in the drama of life is going to become or going to play out to cause problems. Everything in the drama of life is to help us to move forward, is to help us to elevate, is to help us to make our life a better one, is to help us to make our life more meaningful. Everything, even if it's looking so ugly today, even if it's looking so dark today, or uncertain. And so that's where the inner freedom comes in. Can I keep myself free, right? Internally. Free from whatever it is, so that I don't have the extra thinking, so that I can detach like that bird and fly off easily. I'm not holding on to anything. Is that possible?
One thing I learned and practiced through meditation for the years is that I learned to have control over thoughts. Like if through meditation, if I'm meditating, I'm supposed to remember God, right? For an example. And where thoughts should come in, I learned to change that thought. No, that is not benefiting me in any way. I want to have this thought which is benefiting me. So I learned to have control and change thoughts through meditation. I learned that. So most time I try to practice that. Like if I'm having fear, I said, no, I don't want to fear. I try to think on something else, like think of remembering God, right?
Okay, that's very good.
And
That's very good.
that's so I
But
can be free.
yeah, but that's like you have a pain in your stomach, right? And it's burning. Is it the burn stomach? So you take antacid and it goes away. Tomorrow again, the pain comes back. You take antacid again. It goes away. You come back again next week and you take antacid and it goes away. And you live your life like that. How long do you think that antacid is going to help? No. Right. So that antacid is a temporary fix. Right. Just one moment, because you need a mic. That antacid is a temporary fix. What you need to do, right? We will need to go to the doctor eventually, right? And get something that will see what is really going on, why this thing is coming back, why this situation is coming back that I have to keep taking antacid. There is something more going on there, right? Same way. Why is this thought keep coming back? Why is this thought? I change it. I start thinking something else. Then again, I sit down to do meditation. That thought comes back. Then it comes back next time. So why is that thought coming back?
One of my experience, right, before, is that I had known about meditation, but if I should go to a funeral in the night before I last away in sleep, I would visualize what I saw, which is fearful, and I don't want to remember that. So I had known the Gayatri mantra in those days, and I kept repeating it until I slept away. It doesn't mean tomorrow I'll remember that face again, but I slept away and forgot about that.
Yeah. It's just like
So-
if you get a
so-
little scratch, hold on, you get a little scratch, you put some Neosporin and it heals, right?
Right.
But when it is a bigger scratch, you need to do something more. That's what I'm trying to say,
Okay.
right? That if something is recurring, I need to do more than just change that thought and have a positive thought now. What I'm saying is to really enjoy that inner freedom, I need to know or understand myself. You know, Sylvie was saying, I know myself. Do I really know myself? I am a soul, yeah, fine. I'm a spiritual being, but there's more to me than just that tiny point of light. That tiny point of light is carrying how old we are, right? 26 years old, 50 years old, 80 years old. Imagine how many seconds if you are 50 years old. How many seconds, right? That little tiny point of light, the soul, has recorded all of that, right? Every second is recording. So look how much baggage I'm carrying with me. So I need to understand when did I pick up this baggage, right? It's there with me. It's coming back every time, whatever, it's coming back. So I need to go back and find out, when did I pick up this baggage? Meaning, why am I always being triggered like this? When somebody does something, not do something, or whatever it may be, where is it coming from? What is going on inside of me? Right? I might not even remember, because many times these things happen when we were children. So I might not be able to put a finger on it. We might be able to, or I might not be able to. But that, never mind, if I can trace back, I might find it. Now I need to work on myself. And that's where the meditation now comes in. So now my meditation will become a little bit more structured and purposeful. Because now I am looking upon the Almighty or the Divine like a healer, like a friend, or whatever relationship you want to see that Divine One as. And now I have a conversation with that one and open my heart so I can take in God's light, God's love, God's healing energy, to heal that, to transform it. Now I can say I am on the path of inner freedom. Now, I may do that one time, but it may not be totally free. No, I might have to do that consistently for some time until I begin to see just like a wound, if it's very deep, as you apply medication, right, or treatment, whatever the treatment might be, it might even be physical therapy. After some time, you begin to see improvement. So same way, you begin to see improvement in yourself. You begin to feel more and more a sense of freedom, lightness, a joy, and life really becomes meaningful. Understood? And there is something we are all familiar with, I think. I'm looking to see if there's any newcomer online. Then I can maybe go a little deeper. There is one or two. Okay. You know, in the world, you know, they say that, how they say it? When it rains, it pours, right? Something like that. It's like when a situation, when some challenge comes, it's like before that one is over, so many more come. And it's like you're not over with one, and like 2, 3 more, you know, show their faces in front of you. So sometimes that happens too. You know, we are going along and we are making our internal effort, and we are improving, and we are feeling good about ourselves, and we should feel good about ourselves, right? And suddenly, the road takes a bend, right? And or a pothole is there or something, and we drop inside, and something happens, right? So what I want to say is, whilst we are enjoying this inner freedom, the experience of becoming freer and freer, do not become careless, right? And drop into a pothole that we didn't see, or miss the exit and we gone somewhere else or something like that, right? So, and then we have to spend time coming back again and finding the right path. So whilst enjoying, at the same time, be careful, because it's very easy to slip up and do things. Be happy, be go lucky, but at the same time, be mindful, be careful. And I like what Elisa said, carefree, right? Not careless, but carefree. So I am free, but I'm careful. So those were some of the thoughts that were crossing my mind. And those are some of my experiences also. 46 years. And can I say I've mastered anything? Not really. Mastered, meaning 100%. There's always a little margin there. To remind us that there is still a little bit more to be done, but not to give up hope, not to, to lose trust in your own self, in your own capacity. Because those are not short, those are small numbers, no? 46 years, some are on a spiritual path, 50 years. Some are on a spiritual path much longer than that, right? Look at Pope Leo, how many years he's on that spiritual path, and look what a limelight life he's living. Every second that soul breathes, somebody's ready to criticize it. He can't breathe in peace, right? But is he feeling that he is lesser than? No, he's very clear in what his purpose is, what his faith is, what he wants to accomplish, and he stays true to that. Right? So what do we have to do? Same thing. Be very clear in what we want. Stay true to that. Trust in yourself. Trust in your God. And there isn't anything that you cannot do when you are together. Agreed? Those online agree? Good. Thank you. Any questions? Or any comments? Those online also? Yes, go ahead.
I was thinking about what you said about reoccurring things. And, well, two things. I think checking in with yourself with reoccurring, like sometimes I would have reoccurring dreams. And I know when I have reoccurring dreams that something in my conscious life is happening and I need to like sit and check. And the minute like I reflect and just think, like why is this happening? Why is this dream continuing to happen? I would usually find something in there that's triggering that dream, and I think that leads to a kind of freedom, another bit of inner freedom. And then I was thinking about Saturday. I was here, there, everywhere, and it was pouring rain, and I was bringing in some curtains and detergents and things like that. And I was holding the umbrella in the right hand and fetching things with the left hand. And every time I go back to my car, a car would drive past and splash me.
Oh no.
And every single time I was just getting, every trip I make, I was like, and then I was just like, Lise, surrender. I throw the umbrella in the car and I'm like, grab it. And I was like, just soak me. And I'm just thinking, like, just when I decided to let go and just surrender, I just was like, it felt like that little freedom, that little, so I was just, those two things came to mind when you were speaking, and I thought I'd share it.
Yes, you see, this is, thank you for sharing. This is the funny part of the thing, they are the major things, right? It's like what Mona was saying, we sit to meditate, then some thought will come, right? So but then these everyday, right, practical thing that just for that moment is going to happen. It's not something like that is going to happen every day. It's for that moment only. So every moment something is going on that can really disturb us, But you're talking about that, and the splashing make me remember, because I travel in New York public transport, so I have to go to the train station, and so it rains like this. There could be obviously puddles, right? And I'm going like this. I will look at the driver straight in his eye or her eye. I mean, they see you dressed like this, even if you're wearing a coat or something, but still, right? And they know you're going to the train station, you're going to work, right? Or you're going wherever you're going. I was just looking them straight in their eye. They slow down. Slow down. Sometimes some cars wait until I walk past that puddle, and then they drive, because the way it is, they have to drive into it, right? So they will wait, I will walk past, then they're gone. And I would tell them, thank you. So I'm not saying that is the best way, whatever, but I can understand how that feels. But yeah, so these things happen. And I did ask myself, I said, should I get splashed? Would I get upset? Because there are some reckless drivers, they just don't care. You can look them in the eye and they will splash you, because they get fun out of that too, right? So what am I going to do then if they do that? My getting upset is not going to stop them from as a matter of fact, they want you to get upset. And then there are those who are apologetic, so it all comes back to how I'm choosing, right, for myself. Anyone else? What are you all thinking? So who are you, Sylvie? I'm not just a soul, but not just I know myself as a soul, but I know myself in so many other ways. Why I think the way I think, why I do the way I do, what my sanskars and nature is, that I know about myself, right? So it's not just knowing that I'm a soul, sure, I am a soul performing actions through this body, but what choices am I making of actions that I'm going to do? What is inspiring those choices? Is it anger? Is it hatred? Is it fear? Is it stress? Where is it coming from? Is it love? Is it kindness? Is it compassion? Is it understanding? Right? So that will be based upon the baggage that I've picked up from the time I came into this world. From the moment I was born, I start picking up baggage, probably before even when I'm in my mother's womb, who knows? But definitely from the time we were born, from that second, we start picking up baggage. Babies don't move, meaning physically, right? They're just lying down there, but they are absorbing everything. Everything. So baggage is being collected from them. And they play out only when we reach 6, 7 years old and older. Right? So we are collecting. So I have to go back and check in, free myself from all of that. Then my life becomes meaningful. Okay. Any other thoughts? Anybody online wants to share? There are so many of my friends there. So many. Anybody wants to say anything? Give your voice. Are you there or are you mute yourself and you gone someplace?
We're
One
here.
person.
So there's good night.
You're
Everyone.
here.
There's a
Yes.
saying you don't allow
Yes,
people to
Amanda.
you don't allow people to throw their garbage over to you. Once you recognize,
It's
especially like when you're driving and the other driver is aggressive and he's looking through his window trying to tell you bad stuff, that's garbage throwing to you. So you have a choice to ignore the garbage and don't have him dump it. Because I feel like a minute late, they're just looking to throw off their garbage on somebody else, and then we observe it. So observe. So
yes.
I believe that we need to learn to decide if we're gonna accept it or not.
Right. Right. And you know, if this kind of road rage is common, no? And they're choosing to do that. Now, what is my value? How am I valuing myself? Within determine the choice I will make at that moment, right? So I don't have to behave in the way that they are behaving. I don't otherwise that will not be the baggage I'm carrying, right? So I don't have to take that in. That's their problem. That's fine. Let them go. And you continue. But these are all the challenges that are happening, the instabilities that are happening around us. And more so, you know, when these things happen, it makes us really realize how weak and fickle-minded people are. Very weak. And so what should we do? We say we meditate daily and all these things. What are we doing? We need to have, you know, positive thoughts, good vibrations, be more kind, you know, be more compassionate, right? Because we know better. Of course, if we do stupid things on the road, we need to be apologetic, right? Say sorry, right? Especially, you know, they tell you off because you did something silly. Own it. Don't be upset because they told you off. They told you irritated them, so obviously, right? So accept your mistake and correct it and move on, right? Say sorry. But that's on the road, but it could be other things, other times also. Yes, anyone else? Otherwise, I think we close in meditation.
Om Shanti, Sister Savita, Kamla here.
Yes, yes, Sister Kamala.
There's an echo.
Yeah. No, we can hear you clearly.
Okay, I think there's a popular story that all of you knows about. I just reminding you about the story with the little boy who held a ball in his hand and he stuck the hand in a cup. And so many people tried to take his hand out from that cup and they couldn't get it out. And then someone came across and said, let go of the ball. When he did that, his hand came out of the cup.
Very nice. Thank you very much. Inner freedom, right? So inner freedom really is all about letting go of something, letting go of the things that are holding us back, right? Free ourselves up. Just like we free up, our computer space, our email space, our cloud space, and all these kind of spaces. Like Brother Terry was talking about space. We also have to clean up the inner space, right? Inner freedom. Daddy Janki always would tell us how you keep the external, tells her what is going on inside. She said, you can't tell me that you are this and that and whatever. She looks on the outside and she said, I know what's going on the inside. So our inner space is a reflection of the outer space. So yes, be free. Okay, so in this meditation, we're going to experiment with this, right, for ourselves, right? Going inward and seeing, identifying something that I think I need to free myself from, create space inside. Let us sit comfortably. Keeping both feet on the ground, hands on your lap. Sitting in this peace. I allow all sounds to fade into the distance. And all thoughts of the world put on pause. I bring my thoughts to this present moment. Feel my body sitting on this chair. And take this opportunity to shift my consciousness from the physical and return inward and connect that divine life source in the center. Visualize myself shining star, living force. Breathe. With love. My own energy. I allow myself the energy of my own peace. In this state, releases me. The pull of this body, I am free from the worldly experience and the instabilities and the uncertainties of the world. I'm connected with myself. In the state of freedom, there is also safety. I feel safe. However, I am also aware there are aspects within myself that prevent me from feeling totally free and safe at all times. Take this moment now to look at my life. And as my life plays out in front of me, the people, things that challenge me, things that make me feel not so good. And let me identify just one area, one aspect that I feel is holding me back from feeling just one aspect. Make a mental note of it. Very virtually said, in myself, knowing that Whatever it is you want to do, you can do, but you have the strength and you have the courage. You ask your heart, what is it that you need to do to free yourself? Practice awareness. What is it to liberate yourself from that bondage? Now take this moment, turn your attention to the divine ocean of love. Just share the divine. Use that courage you're about to take for yourself. Allow your heart to open and to receive the healing energy of God's love. Surround the soul. Heal the soul. Bringing hope and assurance.
Children, wake up, look inside. The supreme light has come to guide. Check your heart, do you believe? Without faith in him, you won't receive. He doesn't speak from scriptures or past. He comes with truth that's meant to last. He says, remember only me, and I will set your spirit free. Return to the light, remember the name, the supreme light, the purifying flame. He says, you're my child, full of peace. Through my love, your pain will cease. Speak less, stay high, walk with grace. In soul consciousness, you find your place. Your light will shine, your heart will know you're from above. Let your true self show. He didn't write the words we read. He comes to give the truth we need.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you, Sister Sabita, for an experiential and exploring session. This month we have a lot of treats. Next week we will have Dr. Luz Benel. She's coming from Suriname, and she'll be doing a session on a calm mind in a fast world. So we'll have a lot of opportunities, and we are also having a special event. 21st of June is International Day of Yoga, and the Brahma Kumari Raj Yoga Center is celebrating 50 years. So we have the Sister Jayanti, who is the additional administrative head of the organization, coming all the way from London, and we are having a program at the World Trade Center. So all of you are invited, but just RSVP because the seats are limited. And this program is in the evening, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. at the World Trade Center. Okay, so thank you.
You're
Thank you, Sister
welcome.
Sabita.
Thank you all
And,
for your
yeah, good night to everybody.
cooperation.